Welcome to Hardcore Craftlocked Challenge Episode 3, where we are trying to answer the question, can you beat Guild Wars 2's classic campaign without dying with only crafted gear? This is Trust Issues. Trust is a goblin who is convinced that anything not made by him is absolute trash. Either he makes it, or he breaks it. During our previous adventures, we found out that bread was soulbound to the person who makes it, and were unable to transfer it through the bank from our chef to Trust. Since then, I was told by a viewer of a workaround. Apparently, if you put bread in your material storage, since it's a material for delicious peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, you can then withdraw it on another character. The material storage removes the soulbound property because magnets or something, I don't know. I jump Trust to the PvP lobby for quick access to a bank and grab 80 loaves of bread, giving him a large amount of food. It ain't much, but it's bread I can trust. I inhale a loaf and head out. I woke up today and I'm going to make it the Nightmare Court's problem. I'm primarily using Kefilkafish for his high damage output, with Skittles as a backup due to being more tanky. I knock out multiple hearts and events, trimming back the Nightmare Court's presence in Brisban Wildlands. While cleaning my bags, I deposit all materials and accidentally put the bread right back into the bank. I deposited the bread! Dang it. I will be doing this about 10 more times. Head into the tunnels and start taking down destroyers. I'm sure Primordius is quaking in his molten boots seeing me in action. Finish the heart and get a chest piece I'm not allowed to use. Into the bag. I get some boosters from a level up reward. I haven't decided if I'm allowed to use boosters yet. I'll put these into the bank for now. I clean up my bags and sell more Halloween trick-or-treat bags for a few more silver on the trading post. Give the Seraph a hand flushing out spies from sussy bushes.
I'm joking! Stop!
I find a banana in bulk on the Karma Merchant to grab 200 just in case our chef can use these later. Head into some more tunnels and collect grub meat for some scrit. They were literally 10 feet away. I do not know how this race survives. Meet the shiny king and introduce him to Skittles, earning me a hero point and accidentally depositing the bread again. Chat suggests an invisible bag for the bread so it stops depositing. I like this idea. I'll come back to this. Find a bandit camp on lockdown. The only way in is to wear a disguise, so I put on some human clothes, climb on some stilts, and saunter in. Poison the well, steal some documents, threaten some people, and just make a general nuisance out of myself. Clear out a nearby canyon full of scrit foes, get a bunch of iron, and head back to the heart to check if there's anything useful, but it's all trash. Sneak into yet another bandit camp, clearing a bunch but being very careful to not aggro a champion Bob who is pathing around the camp. Clear the area of bandits and traps and revive some downstate allies to finish the next heart. Nothing useful from the merchants, so we sell junk and stock up on more salvage kits. We find an Inquest base and clear through it enough to grab a hero point inside. Afterward, we head out the other exit and find a bog with an old woman giving out free stew. She seems trustworthy, so sure. Free hero point. At this point, I am nearly done with the map completion for Brisban Wildlands, but was missing something. We poke around the fog and find a secret grove and then tangle root outpost that finishes our map completion, giving us a transmutation charge, 20 sage leaves, and more salvageable equipment. I use a black lion key we got earlier to open a black lion chest. Got a gray item that sold for 1.5 gold, which is helpful. At this point, we head to the leatherworker, and using a recipe from the wiki, we discover an 8-slot invisible bag. Move the bread and our salvage kits and spare tools into it, hopefully ending the string of times I deposit bread into the material storage. Note, I will be getting better food than bread soon, but this is a great cheap thing to fall back on. I use some materials I've collected so far and make some masks, gloves, and a chest piece for the skill increases to get to skill level 50 leatherworker. I then go grab 2 tiny scales from the trading post and combine them with what I already have to make resilient seeker shoulders. These are my first shoulder pads, filling out our last empty armor slot. On land. I go to pick up more salvage kits, then chat points out to me I should make the backpack. I reply that it requires 75 skill to make it, and then realize I was reading it wrong, and 75 skill is used to upgrade it to its next level. I head back to the leatherworker's station, buy a crafter's backpack frame, and craft the simple leatherworker backpack. It has stats selection, so I put toughness on it. It's time to work on huntsman. I make a few weapons to get my skill above level 25, then craft a precise green wood longbow, giving us a small upgrade to our primary weapon. We then craft a precise green wood harpoon gun, giving us a weapon of the same tier for aquatic combat. Put my old bag that was replaced by the invisible one into the bank for our sister character. I swap over to time issues, equip the bag, and start crafting some copper rings and accessories for skill increases and get ourselves a set of level 15 jewelry and swap that over to trust. Our net gain from this crafting session was our first shoulders, a new longbow, new harpoon gun, new rings, and new jewelry. I head back into the world and max out Beast Mastery. I decide to try out the Beastly Warden trait. This trait increases the damage of bear and pig pets by double and their health by 50% and gives them a taunt when they use their F2. Now on a max level character, this is like taking a bear pet's damage from 100 to 200 DPS. It's really minor because the bear is more of a tank pet, so I honestly didn't expect much from it here. I was just messing around. I equipped the trait on the only bear pet I have, Jeff Bezos. I head into a step of the story where we tinker with the Infinity Ball some more and pull in invaders from another world. I immediately get hit by 10 tiny destroyers that all apply burning on hit and have a scare, dodging out and popping my heal. The next attacker is one large enemy and Jeff Bezos hits it for over 1,000 multiple times in a row, surprising me. Although that bear trait's damage is not very impressive at maximum levels, something with the level I am now and the pet scaling has it hitting way harder than I expected. Jeff takes out the final destroyer and we head back to our lab in Radassoon. They ask me how I want to proceed with getting some items we need for our study of the Infinity Ball, and I choose to rob the Inquest, get what we need, and inconvenience them. Sounds like a win-win to me. We head back out to Brisban for the next part of the story and break into an Inquest base. I then try using Jeff Bezos' activatable ability, making a poison cloud, and I'm surprised to see it doing double-digit damage, while he is slapping for quadruple-digit damage. We make short work of the Inquest base. She's like, hello, Dad. Get lots of materials to salvage and head out. We head back to Brisban and meet our assistant, Shad. We combine the stolen tech with my college Infinity Ball project and rip open a hole to another reality, while Zoja says, no, don't do it. An evil dictator version of myself comes through the portal, along with a Grand Vice Admiral Shad, and say that our pesky ethics are holding us back, and we begin fighting for the fate of our world. So it turns out that Jeff Bezos is stronger than steam invaders from another planet. We then pinky swear to Zoja that we won't take over the world and will be cool and not mess with the Infinity Ball going forward. While she's looking, Chip comes in and says hi. We meet Zoja and Radassoon and listen to a presentation from a Professor Gore, who hypothesizes that the dragons are eating magic. The other college grads say it is common knowledge that magic is a closed system and that it doesn't run out. Gore runs off to retrieve proof from his lab. After a few minutes, it is announced that he tripped and died. Too bad, so sad. This is of course super sus, so we talk with the Order of Whispers in the Priory and have to decide on a plan to investigate this. I go with the Order of Whispers because Chad is spamming Tybalt, and we head off to investigate Gore's lab. We threaten someone for their uniform and make a distraction by pressing lots of buttons. We sneak into a security desk and forge some documents and then sneak out. I am stealth. We use the forged documents to gain admittance to the crime scene and then realize it is not Gore's body in the body bag. He isn't here. I then choose between the Order and the Vigil for the next stage of the quest, and I choose Order again. They want me to meet them at Garenhof, which is in the Kessex Hills, where I have not been to yet. So we pack up and head over that way and start working on Kessex Hills map completion. I immediately spot some folks fighting a champion mob, Rouye the Crimson. I send Jeff in and stay way back, poking with a longbow. It goes off without a hitch, and I get some nice salvageable items in a large Halloween bag. I disarm a bunch of traps, explosives, and put out fires to help Fort Salma. I continue harvesting everything I run past. We are going to need it. I sent Jeff Bezos to destroy a centaur gate, and he no-clips through the wall and destroys it from the other side. He's been holding back on me. My son comes in to talk to me for a minute, and Chad has a heart attack as a bandit attacks me. Fortunately, Jeff is on the job. I continue going eastward along the north end of the zone, clearing out bandits and centaurs for the people. Grab a vista on top of a fort and very carefully climb back down. Head down into the swampy area and clear the area around the hero point. Summoned my golem pet and start the hero challenge using the bear's taunt ability to hold everything on him while we clear it out and get the hero point without much issue. Find a cave in the swamp with a rack of powerfully weird meat and we eat it without hesitation. Hero point. Head out and while mining some iron, stumble across another champion, Vere, the Underhanded. I see another player approaching it, wait on them to begin, send in Jeff, and move to max range with the longbow. What I didn't realize is that Vere was trained by Toph Beifong, and a rock fires out of the ground between my legs, nearly killing me instantly. I scream very masculinely. and perform a strategic withdrawal. I find a little farm of toxic spores, and chat encourages me to harvest them as there is a rare drop I can sell. I grab them for now and will sort them out later. Beat up a fire elemental in town to the delight of the townsfolk, earning another hero point. Clear out some ettins and carefully hop down a cliff to get a vista by a waterfall. Nice looking area. I like it here. I head west, harvesting and clearing destroyers and ettins. Ettins have noticeably more health than everything else I've been fighting. Check the local heart vendor and grab a bunch of nutmeg, bananas, and black beans for the chef's storage. I go into a cave system and clear out more destroyers, hitting level 45 and unlocking another specialization slot. I then head to the local lake for an underwater heart, clearing out a bunch of threats. I am surprised and delighted to see Jeff Bezos knows how to swim. Like, I knew bears could swim, but I didn't think he would be a full aquatic pet, but here we go. Jeff vs. sharks. Let's do it. At this point, we have most of the zone unlocked, and I look up local ranger pets. We find an eagle near the north end of the zone and name it Ralph. Back to the south in the river, we grab a juvenile river drake and name it Nathan. Lastly, we jump back into the lake, but this time we're on the hunt for a juvenile pet shark. The wiki helpfully says the following: this is your pet shark. That's right, your very own pet shark. It's your pet and a shark. Awesome. Sharks rend their foes with powerful teeth and can even swallow smaller foes whole. We find one and immediately name it Baby. To my surprise, the traded Jeff Bezos still does many times the damage of the glass cannon shark pet. So guess we're still going to be exercising our right to bear arms for a while more. We find a rich candy corn node which sparks a long conversation in chat on whether or not candy corn is tasty. I vote that it is. We find ourselves at a heart where we can turn into a pig and look for truffles, but we just kill some ettins to finish this. We then swim through a long underwater tunnel, still holding our breath, I guess, cause no aqua breathers here, and get a point of interest for a secret frog town. At this point, we're level 45, only a few minutes left on our raptor rental, and while we have filled most of our inventory slots, it is quite under our current level. Tune in next time as we completely bankrupt ourselves of everything we've gathered so far and shoot for a total equipment makeover.